Swanage TV, it's just right for you and for me. Have fun in the sun, go swim in the sea. There's always something special on Swanage TV.
Hello, good evening, welcome. Sorry about the technical hitch. How are you? Another edition of Swanage TV. It is episode number 32. It's Friday, the 5th of March. It's 6 p.m. We are live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ian.
Just about.
Just about, yeah. And as always, my lovely co-host is the wonderful Rosemary, the telephone operator. How you doing, Rosie?
Fine.
How you doing? You all right?
I just about found that 50p for the meter.
Did you? Oh no, God, blimey, honestly. Things going on with technicals, the sound's coming in, the sound's coming out. It's a bit of a nightmare. How are you? How have you been?
All good.
Yeah? All right?
Yeah, all good.
What have you been doing?
I haven't been cycling.
Why? Still knee bad, is it? Knee still bad?
Swollen knee.
Honestly, it's not good enough, is it? It's
Swollen
not
knee.
good enough at
Not
all.
good. What have you been up to?
Well, motorbike season, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who rides a motorbike, it's that time. The sun is coming out. I took my bike out, had a great time. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. Now, what about last show we had with Gary Suttle? Do you see all that all kicked off a little bit? It's all kicked off in the town, all this and that. Yeah, really weird. So I've got some shout outs. Now obviously, Gary Suttle, this fella, what happened was obviously we had the Audi thing.
The Audi.
Now the Audi thing's reared its head again.
Yes. People that were watching us live were really up for a new Audi.
Well, when we did the poll, it was like everybody wanted an Audi, right? But after talking with Gary, right, what he seems to say is it looks as if Swanage Town Council believe that any out of town supermarket is just going to be bad for Swanage. Now I can't see that, leaving just small spaces in the town centre for additional food retailers. That means no sort of Aldi, no any of it, right? So you're going to have to be stuck. But it's very difficult to determine whether it's going to bolster Swanage or not. Now I personally think it will, as well do many others. Now, you need to respond to the consultation. The Swanage Town Council, obviously, of course they want what's best for the town, but you've got to get in there, give them your points and give them your points of view, so that they can have something to go on. They want to know that people want to have it. And judging by all the delivery vans from Morrison's, Asda, Tesco's that we keep seeing, there's loads of them.
There are an awful lot of delivery vans.
So we must require that service somehow. So yeah, he got embroiled in the leaflet thing as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got his name put on the leaflet, and
he were not happy.
I don't think he was asked.
No, I don't think he was asked. It's a weird thing, all this town development thing. Get on the consultation from the Swanage Town Council with regard to the if you want an Audi or not. Let them know. Let them know that you do or you don't. That was my first shout out.
Right.
Okay. There you go.
I've got a shout out.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah. Wessex Water. Next time you put in,
Oh.
you're doing any roadworks, please can you get your signage people to do it properly?
What's that all about then?
Well, there were people going two-way traffic in the high street, which I've never seen, and it was very dangerous because people were also going the wrong way along Kings Road East, and there were no signs at the bottom to say two-way traffic.
Yeah, accident waiting to happen. Anyway, council need to sort that out with Wessex Water. They finished the job. It's all done, and nobody got injured. But it was a bit scary. Shout out to St George's Preschool and their little raffle. We always like to say hello to the schools and everything else, but they've got a raffle on the 23rd of April. Get on their Facebook page, buy some tickets for the preschool. They're good guys up there. A sad one. We've got a sad one, haven't we? It's the good lady. Jean Burrow, R.I.P. Yeah, who was she?
Anybody that went to the Purbeck School, sort of in the 70s, 80s.
70s, 80s would have known her, yes.
She was a formidable lady.
I think
she wasn't the tallest of ladies.
Was she not?
She had a big personality. I didn't have anything really to do with...
Why? Oh, you're too good, were you?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I was really good at school, yeah. But yeah, she was a lovely lady.
Bit scary. I think Mark's going to say a little bit of word about her, I think.
And how old was she?
Oldish. She's in her 90s, bless her. Yeah, bless her. A quick shout out again to our mate Henry.
Yes.
Henry and his mum, there they are. Hello again. Hello. the totaliser. What was the totaliser?
Well, the total just before we came on air was £36,761. So it's creeping up and up and up towards that 40.
I've got an idea. You might want to do something. The Pier got £500,000 lottery grant. Right?
They?
£500,000.
From the lottery?
I think it was from the lottery. They got a grant for £500,000.
They get lots of grants.
Right.
Don't they?
What are they doing with the Pier? Are they painting it in gold? Are they going to remake it in gold? £500,000. What is that like? Because it hasn't been open, or is it just I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Can you see your way giving out £4,500 to Henry's fund because you didn't get that money? You know, you didn't work for the money; it was given to you. So maybe you could be good, help someone for real. Be nice. Anyway,
be nice.
See what happens. So yeah, good old Henry. His treatment started, the blood work and all that. It's all going on. Yes. So yeah, very good.
Definitely is.
Couple of more shout outs. We want to say hello to Paul Notley. Hello, Paul. And just to promote your loyal to local Facebook page, Loyal to Locals Facebook page. And have you got a website as well with it,
yes,
or not?
Website
As well. All the local knowledge, all the local trades. Get in there.
Tradesman services, anything that you need.
Get in there and say hello. And go and see what you can do.
Yeah.
Another quick shout out to Dan Hamley, architect, young lad, very good architect. He watches the show, so hello to you, Dan.
Hello, Dan.
And another shout out to Dave, Big Dave Firmage. Big Dave Firmage. Well, he's not. It's just Big Dave, isn't it? Everyone's called Big Dave. Dave Firmage sorted out another tyre for me today. Fantastic. Thanks very much. We'll sort you out tomorrow with that. He's a good lad doing his essential work.
He's doing his essential work.
Do you know what?
And he's kept
people cycling. He's kept people being,
happy
fit.
hormones.
Fit and happy and all the rest of it, So it is a good thing. That is it for me. Have you got any hellos? Any shout-outs?
Well, yeah, we have, haven't we? It's the 8th of March on Monday.
Oh, a big congratulations, isn't it, to all the parents,
mums, dads, grandmas, granddads, aunties, uncles, carers, everybody that's helped out with school.
You watch the alcohol intake. The alcohol intake will spike this weekend, right? Because it will be full of prosecco and champagne. It'll be all celebrated. Thank goodness for that. They'll be going. Yeah, pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah, well done.
Well done, everyone. You've got through it, yes. And they've all got to go back and life can start. Summer's coming. Honestly, I am so happy. Summer is coming and restrictions are lifted and the pub's going to be open. And, we'll talk about it in a minute. Anyway, really excited about it. For now, should we go and see if anyone's about? Should we go and see if this fella's about?
I'm giving you I give you all the joy, this I swear, yes I swear.
Shall we say hello? Shall we say hello to our very own ginger icon? Hello, Mark. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, Ian. I trust you and Rosemary are well.
Very well indeed. Yes.
It's daylight.
It's daylight, Mark. It's daylight.
Isn't it great? Yeah, spring is in the air.
Definitely.
Yeah, really looking forward.
Although
Mark, what have you got? Sorry.
Well, no, it's quite all right, Ian. Sorry. Tonight, you'll see I'm stood outside Wareham Methodist Church, which sadly is closed, and it's something of an iconic building in Wareham because a certain young ginger baby was christened in this very church. But due to lack of attendance, it's closed, and it is now, there's a sign up from Corbyn's estate agent saying sale agreed. Oh. So I'm going to take you through a stroll down Wareham High Street and the changing face of it. It applies not just to commercial premises, shops, pubs, etc. The same applies to churches. It's all changing.
And Mark, you may have, I'm looking forward to that actually, thank you. But you may have heard we just said in the mentions, the poor good lady Jean Burrow passed away, Mark.
Very sad indeed. She was something of a legendary, I think she was deputy head at the Purbeck School. I think Rosemary described her as firm but fair. And formidable, I think Rosemary said, and many would describe her as firm but fair, but an excellent teacher nonetheless, but not just a stalwart of the Purbeck School in the 70s and 80s. She was a local resident in Ridge, just outside of Wareham. She was very active in the cancer charity shop in Wareham, and also with the WI, etc. Now, I know there are many former pupils will remember her fondly for her firmness and her fairness, as we say. And I know there was a roll call, certainly when I was at school, of regular attenders in her office. Now, I accept Rosemary might not have had anything to do with her, but there was something of a roll call, and I'll give you some of the names. Kate Colcutt was Cahoon, Andrea Carter was Riddell, Sally Lee was Sally Ritson, Les Buchanan, who we had on the show the other week, Hazel J, and Lisa Leahy, I think, often kept her occupied. So, you know, let's focus on some of the facts, shall we? And, you know, I remember it well. But Mrs. Burrows, as well as being a teacher, she was also something of a magician as well. Because I remember a certain young man who was partaking in a certain celebration at school. And, of course, it's not big or clever. But a can, for our older viewers, will remember the can of Watney's Party Sevens. And this certain young man was necking it with his head tilted back, with all his friends around him. And after he'd finished swigging this Watney's Party 7, he puts his head forward. Nobody is to be seen apart from Mrs. Burrows, who duly marched this young man to his head of year. And he was given something of a dressing down, it's fair to say.
You are a bad man.
I'm not mentioning any names.
More sports.
No, but I haven't mentioned any names, have I, Rosemary?
Oh, listen, no, it's nice. God bless her. Rest in peace.
God,
Absolutely,
so many memories.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed.
Now, Mark, is it crazy for me to ask? Do you have any birthdays today?
Do you know what? I think I have, and I have to say there were rich pickings this week.
Oh,
as there will be on our next show as well, but that's for the next show. But for this show, yes, 3 ladies.
yeah.
We'll start with the wonderfully named Alison Morning Trevis. Now, Alison lives actually not far from me. She's a very relaxed character, as you'll see. Likes chilling out, likes a drink or two, chilling out in her chair. But she's a hairdresser, and she's a very good hairdresser. And there is perhaps a reason for that. When you consider that some of her friends that she used to hang around with. Now, I remember these ladies, and we have quite a bevy of beauties back in the day. We have Nikki Blackham, as she is now, Anne-Marie Byrne, Sharon Tubbs, Polly Mears, Alison James, Kerry Bates, Bev Trenwith, of course, she gets everywhere, and Debbie Anderson. And I remember these girls in the pub, because when they were in the pub, you couldn't get in there. You couldn't move for hair. There was hair everywhere. So, and I think that's where Ali, and I think Ali's top left, as you look at the picture, obviously honed her skills at hairdressing. So it was her birthday yesterday, so many happy returns to you, Ali.
Happy birthday, Alison Morning. What a great name. Morning, Alison
Isn't it
Morning.
just? Yeah.
I'm
sure
she's
she's never
never
heard
heard
that
that
one
before. No. Okay. Mark, do you have another candidate for the perhaps
Yes,
the
I
birthday
do.
thing?
Another ex-friend,
World
we like
famous
to call them.
Yeah.
Joanne Kluski. Now, I've known Joanne and her family for many years. She's a bit of a crazy girl, as you can see, and that's her on a normal night. Now, it's fair to say Joanne comes from an Irish Cockney family. And, of course, it would be rude and almost illegal in such a family not to support West Ham.
Absolutely.
And there you can see her, look at her, cute as you
That is
like.
brilliant.
She's changed a bit since then. But she's a bit of a glory hunter. And you can see that she can be a turncoat. And as soon as the Reds start winning, she's a Liverpool fan. Bringing shame upon her family and indeed herself. But I suspect with Liverpool's form this season, she's reverted back to being a happy hammer.
Yes, I can imagine. Very good. Happy birthday to you,
birthday,
Joanne Kluski. We are so sorry. Mark, do you have any more?
One more. It would be rude for this to go amiss. It was her birthday on Wednesday, just gone. The lovely Gloria Cullen. Now, she is, in fact, and I said she gets everywhere, she is the mother of Bev Trenwith. Now,
Oh.
I used to deliver milk to Gloria's premises when I was a milkman many years ago when she resided in Stowborough Green. And she's a lovely lady. She's got a great singing voice, it's fair to say. And she likes to get dressed up for the odd occasion. And she's a great lover of Christmas. Now, here is a cautionary Christmas tale for you all. Christmas Eve, approximately 1990. There I was, a young lad in my very early 20s, and I was enticed in by her charms on Christmas Eve morning when I knocked to collect her money. She invited me in, and can you believe this? How irresponsible is this? She plied me at 7:30 in the morning, viewers, with vodka and orange. Now, I declined any further advances and made, eventually, a discreet escape. But I can tell you, the milk float took a rather staggered route away from Gloria's house, and it took me a little longer than I'd anticipated to finish the round.
The milk had curdled by the time he'd finished.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. But God bless her. She's got a great sense of humour. Well, I hope she has anyway. And many happy returns to you, Gloria.
Lovely.
21 again, no doubt.
Lovely, Gloria. Happy birthday to you. Oh, Mark, fantastic. Listen, thanks ever so much. You never fail to amaze me of how many friends you don't have anymore.
They're dropping like flies.
Excellent. Mark, we'll be back with you a bit later for the walkthrough on Wareham High Street. Thanks ever so much.
Wonderful. Look forward to it. All the best.
Thanks,
See you soon.
Bye-bye. That was funny. That was funny.
I can't see someone getting caught.
I know.
With a party 7.
I know. It's
And
savage,
turning
isn't
around
it?
and all their friends had gone.
It's not good, is it?
No.
It's not good at all, I don't think. I think it goes there. I'm not sure. Right. Now, where are we? What are we doing now? Let's go across and see our Englishman in New York.
I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
And there he is. Hello, Ryan. How are you, sir? You might be muted, mate.
Yeah, I'm on mute.
Yay!
There you go. Technical challenge. Bit of a senior moment. So welcome everybody to Hoboken. Ian, Rosemary, the viewers, do appreciate you calling me in again.
Lovely,
and
Ryan.
if I show you up in the sky, look at that blue sky.
Oh, lovely.
You had snow last week. Don't worry about that.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how to follow Mark's fantastic little session there. That was really, really funny. And my own personal shout out to Mrs. Burrows. I was never in front of her for anything other than a pat on the head because I was a goody two shoes apparently.
You lie like a cheap watch, young man.
Hey, when you've got the headmaster and the janitor, as they call it here, the caretaker, both with surnames West and one of them being my dad, I had to behave. So
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. So Ryan, listen. Lovely to see you again. It looks fantastic weather there in our lovely New Jersey adopted home that we've called it. We've had people.
We've had a message.
We've had messages from Hoboken, right? We had a chap called Mark Elliott. Hello, Mark. I know you're watching.
He's been to Swanage.
He's only been to Swanage. He lives in there, and he's only been to Swanage, and he drives trains, which means next show you're on his train.
Oh, absolutely. I look forward to that if I can.
And we've got a couple of shout outs as well, Ryan. A lovely lady called Anne Pollock with a P. She watches the show. And who's the other one?
And Mary Grace Lisa.
Mary Grace Lisa. All from the good old US of A watching live. I can't believe it. They're really happy about it. They're going to be featured. We get them on. We have to get them come down and meet you, Ryan.
Definitely.
But listen,
Absolutely.
what are you going to be doing today for us, Ryan?
Frankly, walking up and down Washington Street. Okay, Washington Street is the main drag, if you like, in Hoboken, and it changes almost on a monthly basis. And especially with the recent, or should I say, the last 12 months, has created some enforced changes. You can see behind me signs like that popping up everywhere. Last year was census year. And I can tell you, in 2010, I think it was 4.5, nearly 5,000 businesses in Hoboken. which is only a square mile. But it's packed. It's packed full of fantastic people, fantastic things to do, places to go, and it's famous obviously for restaurants and bars and having a good time. Between 1 and 2 o'clock, which is the time now on a Friday afternoon, there's very little happening. You know, if it was 5 to 6 p.m. like where you are, there would be a lot more happening.
Don't you have lunchtime drunks then?
Possibly, but I haven't found them yet.
Good stuff. Ryan, listen, no worries. It'd be good to see, differences in the businesses over there. It'd be great if you can catch up with some people. But we'll come back to you again soon, mate, and we'll see what we got.
Okay, doke. All
Ryan,
right, catch you soon. Bye.
Fabulous. Thank you, matey.
Soon.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? Oh. Hoboken, New Jersey. We got people there. I love it. It's great. Now, shall we have a little look around the town?
Oh, yeah.
Why
While it's
still light enough to do so? Look at that! Yeah, we got light. Look at that. Is that someone in the sea?
Is that someone? Could be. People have been doing a lot of swimming. Very brave people.
Yeah, have you seen them in the morning?
Yeah.
Ladies, get in touch. You must be freezing.
No.
But yeah, shout out to the swimming ladies every morning outside the arcade across that bit. They go swim, don't they? Mad.
Any weather.
That looks good. That looks pretty good there. Not bad at all. Let's have a look to see if the satellite. Hold on. A bit slow this one. Oh, look at that.
Look at that sunset.
Wow, what a beautiful view. Look at that, people. We live here.
Where's the ferry?
Oh, it's gone. Talking about the ferry, just quickly while we're on there, they've only come back to me. They're coming on next show. They're coming on. They got a new general manager, and he's coming on. His name, I can't remember his name. Justin, I think his name is Justin Dutois, and he's coming on, and he's going to tell us all about the ferry, and because they're opening now, they're doing full services, so it should be good. Looks good. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the prettiest railway station in the world. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it looks quite dark, doesn't it?
Yeah, not too bad. And obviously the sun shines on the righteous. The best railway station in the world.
That's good.
Apart from the chap, that Mark Elliott, who would probably disagree because he drives trains in America.
Yeah.
You never know.
Still not.
I wonder if he's been there.
He would have been
He'd have been there if he's a train
there,
person, wouldn't
he?
I think so. Look at that. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Swanage sky we've got there. Fantastic. Good stuff. And there you go.
Yes.
There you go. Should we do the weather? I mean,
shall we?
It's up and down, isn't it? It's up and down. We'll do it. Tomorrow, it's not too bad. Bit cold.
That's good.
Bit cold. Bit cold Sunday. Cloudy Monday and Tuesday. Then what? Then what's coming Wednesday? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Blooming rain. Had enough of it. Anyway, that's the weather. That's all of it up to date. Now, you know what it is now, don't you? I'll tell you what we'll do now. Because you can't have failed to notice, if you travel in and out of Swanage, hundreds of bags. Hundreds of yellow bags, right?
Yellow bags.
Collected by this fella here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to see if we can speak to our good mate Frank Roberts, and he can come along and he can tell us all about it. Let's have a look. Let's see if he's on the line. Hello, Frank. Are you there?
Good evening.
Hello, Frank. How are you? You know what? It's nice. It's nice when technology works.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
I'm good, thank you. Are you?
Good, Frank. Yeah, very, very good. Now, Frank, I can't help but notice, same as as everyone else, there are hundreds of bags, and you are doing your stuff again. What is it all about, Frank?
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough, in fact, to be fair, because the amount of rubbish is incredible.
Yeah, well, it's not just me. It is a team. There are various teams. I'm part of two of the teams, Swanage Army Link, and we do the main road between Stowe Roundabout and Swanage. And then there's Litter Free Purbeck, which I'm also part of. But there's lots of other people, individuals, charities, National Trust, Dawson Country Park. Lots of people are trying to do their bit. But the bottom line is that the roadside verges are not being done at the moment by people who in the past were doing that. And in this case, it's the county council.
So Frank, why? I mean, why are they not doing it anymore?
I think, in a nutshell, it's down to cost and budgets. The cost of doing litter picking, but increasingly in the modern world, the cost of the health and safety to safely support the staff who are on the road. So, what we bring to the party when we do the main road to Wareham is we do it at stupid o'clock. When the risk of vehicles is less, arguably less, because there's so few of them. So that's why we get up in the morning. We know the road, which contractors may not. We know the road very, very well. We wear the right sort of gear so that we're seen. The bags are yellow, so the bags form part of the visibility as opposed to black bags. Lots of people said, "Why don't you use black bags?" Well, I don't want to use black bags at night because
dangerous, of course. Yeah.
So we Dorset Council will not condone the work that we do, but for 5 years we have slowly, gently got up very early in the morning and got on with it.
I'm assuming the council, Frank. I'm assuming the council pay for that. Did they or not? They contract out to.
No. The council pay to take the rubbish away. So the council, every time that we've been doing it, have taken the waste away, which they should, and it goes into the channels that it would be following if they were picking the litter up. But we had a meeting in the town hall in Swanage with Dorset Waste Partnership, as it was back then, and the operations manager clearly said to us, we cannot condone what you are doing on a main road at national speed limit. There are various different safety methods depending on the speed of the traffic on the road concerned. But, there was somebody picking up litter who was killed in Manchester about 5 years ago, and that created a bit of a stink. So, we were told, I was told, in front of many people in Swanage, councillors, town clerk, etc., they couldn't condone what we do. But as I pointed out to them, what's the difference between a pedestrian walking down the Valley Road at night, in dark clothing because there's no pavement, and somebody who's out there in bright orange, with signs, warning signs, taking care, due diligence. And of course, they can't answer that. So what I said to the operations manager at Dorset Waste Partnership, is when you give us a schedule for when you're going to do the work, we will stop. And of course they haven't, and now we've done it 16 times in the past 5 years.
Well, Frank, I mean, it's a great thing. I mean, I still don't understand why. If you're saying the council don't do anything, let's say, for example, like the obvious thing is, don't litter, take your rubbish home, put it in the bin, don't be an idiot, right? That's the obvious thing you want to do. But obviously, rubbish still happens and it's still everywhere. If the council, if you don't do it, if you and your guys don't do it, what actually happens to it then? Nothing. It just stays there.
Nothing. Yeah. So in what was the old Purbeck District Council area, there are only two places in the whole of that old District Council area where Dorset Waste Partnership are picking up litter. In the middle of Swanage and in the middle of Wareham, where there are two gentlemen who at the moment do their respective patches. The Highways Authority, Highways England, will do the main trunk roads, the A31. But as far as I'm aware, apart from this, unless there's a real issue, then certainly in what was the PDC area of Dorset Council, there's nothing going on. Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole, they sometimes do the A35, the Upton bypass or whatever, but it's what they call intelligence-led. And if there's enough people moaning and groaning about the amount of litter, they will do something. Otherwise, they assume that nobody's seen it. So, we're on the Jurassic Coast here, and lots of people come down here, and most people want to see it tidy. It's probably only 1 or 2% of the drivers who are literally tossing the stuff out of the windows. We do have our moments. We used to have a monster can person.
Yes, I remember.
So we used to have about 5 cans a week being tossed out, mainly on the road between Swanage and sort of Harmer's Cross.
I remember, yeah.
But that sort of has died away, and I can see that because we counted all the cans yesterday. But literally, it was 5 cans a week, and some people said it might be a school child, but the cans are still being tossed out of windows over the Easter holiday, so It probably wasn't a school kid. But, so I think it is getting slightly better. The type of stuff that we're picking up is changing. Loads of face masks, for example, this time.
Wow.
Less,
it's a level 4 biohazard,
packets.
Frank. You can't be touching them.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So, things do change. I think there's more industrial waste, stuff which is flying out of the back of skips or something.
We've noticed that a little bit ourselves, Frank.
Yeah. It's less bottles, for example. We got a lot of bottles this week because this is, the best time of year to pick up and see lots of litter. So there's stuff which has, escaped our attention over the previous sort of 5 years, if you like. So, yeah, it's sort of interesting, but I don't dream about it at night, Ian.
Well, I tell you what, Frank, for us, as far as we're concerned here, I think you do a great job. I think that is a worthy service. I cannot believe it's not paid, and I couldn't believe the council don't do anything about it apart from take the rubbish away at the end. They don't actually do any of the work. No. I think that's a bit of a scam, really. Because it needs doing. If you're going to protect the Purbeck area, the jewel in the crown of the South Coast, a World Heritage site, it's got to be clean. You need to. Yeah. It survives on people coming to the town and coming to the area, So let's not turn them away because it's rubbish. I think you do a great job, Frank. I think you should get some money for it.
Thank you.
I'll have a chat with the council. No point, really.
Well, but I will. Yeah, I will say that the Chamber of Trade and Commerce this week, and also Greystone Garage, have offered to make a donation, which is fine because the road signs, the batteries for the lamps, the high vis, probably done 100 miles in the van this week, going up and down. The bin bags, litter pickers, gloves, somebody has to pay for them. So it's good. But it's not, as I say, it's not just me. There are lots of people, lots of individuals who also do their little bit around Swanage or some of the roads. They just do their own street. So there are a lot of people around, and it's good. It's good that there are these people around. But the irony is, Ian, that the people who've got the most time to look at what the verges are like are the grockles sat in coaches, because they're high.
True.
They can look down and see all the litter, and they've got nothing better to do than look out of the window. So, it's
tarnishes the reputation a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. But it's good for the moment. We were doing it 4 times a year. I cut it back to 3 times a year in 2019. And we're going to stick with twice a year. So we'll do it in the spring before Easter, and then we'll probably do it at the end of September, just to keep it ticking over.
Lovely. Frank, okay. I was thinking about your van. Why don't you get some sponsorship on that van?
It's my company car. That's the biggest gripe I've got. It's my personal car, and yet I fill it, with degrading bags, poo bags, all sorts of stuff, and it's slugs and snails and ants, and they get transported up and down the main road, and so that's in the main. That's why I keep the bags on the road, because I don't want them in the back, sitting in the back of my van. So I wouldn't mind getting some sponsorship or something to get a tow bar fitted and to get a small trailer, so I don't have to put all this stinky rubbish in the back of my van.
Good
I haven't
stuff.
got a car, that's it. So maybe I'll look into that. But there we go.
No, good stuff. Frank, I think it's a very worthwhile thing you do. You should get rewarded for it, a bit of recompense and a bit of recognition. So hopefully we've done a little bit of that. Frank,
Thank you.
thanks very much. We'll see you
You're
again
welcome.
soon.
Thank you, Ian. Yeah, take care about it. Cheers, then. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much. Bye, Frank. Wow, what about that?
Bye.
What about that?
It does.
I
It has been really bad lately. When you're driving through, it has been really bad and been really needed.
I think, of course, it should be needed. Of course, it should be needed. What are they talking about? It's got to be needed because, like I say,
And it is appreciated every time Frank puts pictures up.
yeah, people
Lots
like it
and
and they
lots of
thank it.
people
Do you
say
beep him? Do you beep him as you're going past?
Oh no, I don't like to.
Oh, you got to beep him as you're going past. You can't muck about. Yeah, he'll appreciate that. Don't scare him to death, though. Don't go up behind him and beep him because, you know, it's dangerous enough as it is.
Somebody else put some pictures on. Rob Nunn, he does the sign writing on the road signs.
Oh, yeah,
the
he's
old
good,
road
isn't he?
sign.
Yeah.
And he cleared up outside of where the National Trust is in Corfe.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do it, and we should all do our bit, but people shouldn't throw rubbish away. Anyway, you know what it is now? It's only time for our favourite part of the show. What is it? What is it?
Our favourite part.
Favourite part of the show?
5 hot topics.
5 hot topics of the week. Sing along. Go. Excellent. Rosemary, tell me exactly, what is our first hot topic? Because it always sort of follows on, doesn't it?
First hot topic is about rubbish.
Rubbish again.
Rubbish.
Rubbish again.
The picture behind us is from last year.
It is from last year,
That's
because it's the only one I
Lulworth
could find with loads of rubbish in it, right?
That is Lulworth Cove.
But Lulworth Cove, what's happening there? Because
Well, Lulworth Cove
Yeah.
want to set some rules this year. They're not really happy about what happened last year.
no, they want like manners, and they want people to do it properly, don't they? They don't want to see that. No one wants to see
nobody
that.
wants to see that.
Now we are getting ready for the busiest summer ever, right? The Purbeck Police, Dorset Police have said it's going to be the busiest summer ever. Not like busier than last time, ever.
Yeah.
Busier than ever.
So the Lulworth Estate have said, they've said, firstly, take home with you what you bring. So your picnics, your rubbish, your clothing, your nappies, your bags, your umbrellas, your rugs, and whatever it is, whatever you bring that's yours, take it back with you. Secondly, don't light any fires. Cold or hot, takeaway picnics are welcome, but use flasks and insulated containers, not barbecues and open fires that can ignite large swathes of countryside. And thirdly, be prepared. Wear good sturdy shoes to the countryside and beach. No one wants their day trip to end with a long ambulance wait for a broken ankle.
do you remember that
Do you
woman
remember that
last
lady
year?
that did the TripAdvisor?
And then and put on there.
door?
She put on there. Oh, what a terrible thing! I couldn't wear my high heels down those steps or something. Oh,
I don't know what they
do you
thought
want?
they were coming to. I don't know. They obviously didn't research it before they came.
But also leads me on to something else, Rosemary, which is recently
We
we've
had
had
a lovely day, didn't we? On
we had a
Sunday.
lovely day
It was
Sunday.
beautiful weather.
Now, people have been moaning about all the rubbish being filled up and everything, right? So you've got to ask yourself, well, you know, you can't go anywhere. You can't go inside and have a cup of tea. So you've got to have takeaway stuff. So when it's busy, when the sun comes out and all the residents and maybe day trippers, I'm sure there might have been a few, but mostly residents go out and they're having a cup of coffee walking around. They got to put their rubbish somewhere, haven't they?
Yeah.
So
there is a bin. It is full. There's not rubbish on the floor.
no,
They
I mean,
put it in the
it's still
bin.
clear. It's clean, isn't it? It's just all full up
It's
there.
just full. Yeah.
But it's going to be a busy summer.
It
It's
is
going to be a really busy summer. So we're going to have to make sure that they take all their rubbish home with them and everything else. So yes, so there you go, bit of rubbish stuff there. Now, what's the most exciting bit? What is the most exciting thing that's happening this year, apart from the summer coming, right? Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to say this is the most important thing.
The most important thing is we're going to have a summer.
We're going to have a summer, and you know
We're
what?
allowed out.
The Festival is back on.
Festival.
It's happening. Festival, Reading, Leeds, all the big major festivals, all going
Boardmasters.
ahead. All going ahead.
Yeah.
So,
The
will
only
it?
problem with festival is it clashes.
Well, with what? Well, could be the carnival.
The
Now,
best carnival in the world.
the best carnival in the world could be on. I'm not saying it is, it could be. We spoke
not
to,
cancelled
it's
yet.
not cancelled yet. We spoke to Kevin Langdon yesterday briefly. And they're waiting on a few legislation changes and this and that because it's about controlling numbers, I think. But I would have thought by that time, everyone would be injected, wouldn't they? Everyone would be injected, the sun would be out, there'll be no, Hope so, fingers
got-
crossed.
The folk festival.
Yeah.
That's scheduled for the 10th to the 12th of September.
Indeed, the folk festival. Yes, September's going to be a great month, by the way. If this all
Blues
happens,
is now scheduled for the 30th of September to the 3rd of October.
Right.
And then we've got the Jazz Festival, which is mid-September.
Mid-September. So
What they're saying, that like Steve Darrington, the organiser, he put a statement out saying, fingers crossed, everything will go ahead, but if you're booking accommodation, make sure you can cancel it.
Just in case. Looks like Harry Seacombe, doesn't it?
It is Harry Seacombe, isn't it?
Don't know. Could be.
No, it's not.
Could be.
It's very similar.
Could be. But yes, so that is a really good thing. Festivals are back on. Summer's come in. The pubs are open as of next month. You can go into the garden. April's always a hot month, so we're good with that.
Yeah.
And then come June time, happy days, right? Happy days. And we really hope that the carnival's on. We missed it last year, didn't we? Everybody missed it last year. Anyway, Rosemary, we briefly touched on this as well, hot topic number 3.
They are not banning disposable barbecues.
Why?
Well, Dorset Council Committee has recommended not to impose an outright enforceable ban on disposable barbecues across its land, but instead proposing a new policy to educate the public about their hazards. Everybody knows not to throw litter, but they still do it.
That's a bit stupid, isn't it?
Well, we spoke to Ian Brown, didn't we, last year?
Yeah. Coast Guard?
18
BEM.
fires they put out, 18 barbecues they put out on Studland Beach, and there are big signs up saying no barbecues. So it's a bit disappointing to read.
I'm sort of a bit bad with it, because humanity's fallen to the point where you have to be told not to throw rubbish in the trees and not to leave things alight. I mean, it's a bit ridiculous. You shouldn't even need to be told those things.
Well,
sadly,
being told to wash
we
our
are.
hands, so
Yeah,
that's a worrying as well.
indeed it is. But see, I'm sort of all for them. I'm sort of all for a barbecue like that,
Yeah,
if you can do it safely. But I mean, Wareham Forest would say otherwise, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, Wareham Forest was something like a barbecue or a fire lit or something, wasn't it?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. And this year's going to be even worse because no one's been out for ages and everyone's coming down. All at the
We're not going to
time.
get people camping again, are we?
You're going to get everything, I'm quite sure.
goodness.
Anyway, but that was weird. I thought they didn't ban it, so they've left it up to us to not be, told what to do. They've left it up to us to be able to work it out for ourselves. Yeah. But they did say, I reckon they're going to put a levy on or something, isn't it?
Yes,
a little tax or a levy.
They
Like if they catch you with a barbecue, look, there you go, £10 barbecue tax,
people
please,
were
mate.
putting sand in them and leaving them on the beach, and children were then stepping on them. It was really...
Yeah, not
really
good.
is
You can't have that. You
dangerous.
can't have that. Right, Rosemary, what is hot topic number 4, please?
Well, there's been
Unbelievable, this.
There's been this found. A mortar bomb.
You imagine if you was digging in your garden, right? Dig it. A bomb comes up like that.
Yeah, a member of the public, they accidentally dug up an unexploded World War II ordnance at Swanage Pitch and Park.
That's Andy Kirkwood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello, Andy Kirkwood.
Yeah, it was on his land.
Blimey.
Yeah. It was discovered on the green just off Victoria Avenue next to King George's playing field on the 27th of
Next to the
February.
kids' playing field.
King George's playing field, yeah. Yep. Purbeck Police said, an eventful night in Swanage, we were called to an incident at the Pitch and Park on Victoria Avenue where a member of the public discovered a World War II 3-inch mortar round.
Wow.
The area was cordoned off and the Army EOD team tasked. Upon their arrival, the mortar round was inspected and later removed for safe disposal.
I bet it was.
Do you think somebody was doing some metal detecting or something?
Either that, or they were digging out one of the holes for the flag holes.
Yeah.
But it happens a lot in Swanage. It happens a lot. There's loads of them. From all the testing they did for loads of military exercises for the Second World War, wasn't it? Yeah. Anyway, good stuff. No one was hurt. There's hundreds of these about. Be careful when you're digging up your garden. All right. Hot topic number 5, Rosemary.
Hot topic number 5 is park benches.
Park benches.
Park benches. Wow.
Why?
Well, there's been a survey.
All
Lots
right.
of people last year were going for walks and sitting on benches.
Yes.
There was a survey done based on TripAdvisor, people sort of talking about what destinations were the nicest. Now, the top 10, the first
This is the
two-
whole of the UK,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, the whole of the UK.
Not just England,
Not just England, not
Okay.
Dorset or anything. In the top 10, the first
Mm.
2 were in Edinburgh. Some really lovely sites to sit on a bench and have a look at. The third was in Bristol.
Bristol?
Bristol.
How did Bristol get the third place? What are they looking at? The docks?
Probably the Clifton Suspension.
Clifton Suspension Docks.
Number 5 was Lulworth.
That is really good.
Yeah.
That
They
is
didn't
really
get that
good.
girl's TripAdvisor bit though, did they?
No, they wouldn't have been on
didn't
there.
get hers.
There's no benches here for me
Yeah,
aisles.
so there are several park benches in and around the cove offering awe-inspiring views.
Well done. Now, what about the one in Corfe?
Well, that was number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah.
In Corfe, our very own Corfe.
It was voted number 10. Yeah.
Well, there you go. We are famous,
Sitting
indeed,
on one
for our
of the
benches.
many park benches located around the ruins, you could be mistaken for feeling like you've stepped into a period drama.
Very much so. That's
There
very
we
much
go.
so. And there you go. That's our 5 hot topics of the week. Thank you very much, news. Some weird stuff going on, isn't there? I just can't wait I can't wait for the summer. I can't wait to go and sit in the Red Lion car park and have a pint. Not the car park, in the
car park.
in the car
in the
park.
garden.
In the garden.
You can sit in the car park.
I can sit in the car park if I want. Won't be talking to anyone. But never mind. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And you know what? There's not many pubs with a garden.
No.
That can be used like that, the way they can use it. So good luck for the Red Line. They've been closed a long time. I know it's hurting everyone. So there you go. Now then, let's go over to our Ginger Ninja, our wonderful Strawberry Blonde Bombshell, and we'll have a little chat to our old mate, Mark, and see if he's there. Mark, hello, how are you, mate?
Very well, thank you. I'm still here, Ian. Yes. I mentioned earlier on there's a touch of spring in the air. Well, that touch has gone, and there's definitely a nip in the air now.
Mark, excellent.
And,
tell us show us what's going on,
well,
mate.
Before we move on to the serious stuff, Ian, I just wanted to pull you up on something. You mentioned earlier on and scoffed at the lady who put on TripAdvisor about the difficulty she had going down the stairs in her high heels to
Yes.
the girdle door. Well, I can tell you, Ian, I've tried it in my high heels, and it's very difficult. So don't be so quick to scoff. Anyway.
Oh, I've got that video.
Oh dear,
Baby
oh dear.
Spice.
That's not
Baby
coming out of my
Spice.
mind now.
Baby Spice with his high heels on.
Anyway, moving on.
With his party
Ian, as I
7.
explained earlier on.
Sorry, that was someone else.
As I explained earlier on, I'm outside the Methodist Church in Wareham, and Corbyn's, the estate agents, have a sign up outside, sale agreed. There's all sorts of rumours going around as to what it may or may not become. But I just think it's part of a broader picture of the change in face of not just Wareham High Street, but many other high streets as well. And as I say, it affects the obviously the businesses, the commercial premises, but it also affects it also affects the churches. You know, there's a drop in people attending churches, and so sadly it's now closed as a church and will become something else.
I have no idea what the interference is. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen, but
No, I'm not sure myself.
I'm not sure if it's your end, Mark, or not.
Well, I could hear it, but I'm not sure what it was. It may have been our New Jersey correspondent.
I think it might well have been.
Yes, I can see what he's up to, you see.
Right, okay.
He's giving me a thumbs up to say there might have been a little interference there. No doubt he'll explain. Anyway, as I was saying, the changing face of the high street affecting places as well as the businesses, the churches as well. Less people attending churches, so the Methodist church is closed. There's all sorts of rumours it might become a Witherspoons, or it could become residential premises. Who knows? It remains to be seen. But there is some good news. Like many high streets, businesses are closing. But in Wareham, we do actually have a new store open, which is something of an event. And I believe, in fact, it opens next Thursday, the 11th. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Savers store. Now, I don't know if are you familiar with such a store, Ian?
I've never heard of it in my life, mate, to be totally honest.
No. Well, I understand it's a chain store, They deal in health, home and beauty products. So that's caused quite a stir in Wareham, quite a buzz, which is good news. But we also have, of course, the banks.
Yeah,
Savers,
I saw about
that
this.
is due to open soon, is or was a Barclays Bank, and we have before me what was the NatWest Bank in Wareham. That's been closed for some time, and again, that's now been sold, and I understand that it is going to be a residential unit with one retail unit, but some townhouses, and again, that seems to be the changing face of the high streets, that they're becoming more residential. I don't know what your views on that are, Ian.
Well,
is it a case that more...
I think the COVID thing has killed a lot of people and hampered business in a way that it's never been hampered before. So it's going to be very difficult for a lot of the high street businesses to perhaps survive and to keep going. Although things are, the restrictions are being lifted somewhat now, you've still got loss of money, loss of earnings. There's no revenue coming in for a lot of these places, and the government haven't supported fully, though they've probably done their best they can, but people have mouths to feed, and they rely on the summer, and they rely on people coming to their shops. And if no one's going out, then those businesses that even can stay open don't make any money.
I think that's the difficulty, isn't it? But is it something of a volte-face in that if you have more residential units in the town centre, are you going to need more shops to support them? And that seems to me the strange thing, that lots of premises are closed, business premises are closing. You're putting more residential units in, and therefore surely you're going to need more shops.
It's a paradox like that, but what you'll find is that Wareham, for example, and Swanage is always going to have or maintain a level of independent shops because they thrive on the tourist industry. Swanage does. You're not going to lose all of them, and the ones that are changing will either be another shop unit or whatever. But there is a plan. There is an overall plan. Hello, who's that?
I tell you, that's Jude, I believe. She's running away from me now, and I did actually want to speak to Jude.
Right.
But she's made a very swift escape.
I think, Mark, just getting back to it, I think there's an overall plan for the high streets of the country, which is to make them more residential. They've got to start looking at things that are going to bring economy to the area, and people living there, spending their money within the remaining shops is probably a good thing. You don't want a lot of empty shops that can't be filled for people not to use them. And that's, sadly, look at Paul High Street.
Quite. Absolutely. I mean, furthermore, we've just seen Jude, or I have just walked by, and you'll recall last summer we interviewed Jude from Harry's Bar.
That's
she was
right.
involved in Wareham Wednesdays. And sadly, I understand that there's an application for Harry's to be converted into a residential unit. And that will be a very sad loss to Wareham in particular. I know many people have had many a good night and a good day, in fact, in Harry's.
Yeah, very good.
And there have been certain celebrities of Swanage TV have celebrated significant birthdays in Harry's Bar as well.
Indeed.
But it's generally a fairly depressing picture on the high street. But I think, like you alluded to, Ian, sometimes it's cyclical. And one door closes and another door opens, and I always think there's potentially hope for the high street, but it's a case of everybody getting out and using what there is there.
Exactly.
The more they use it, the less chance there is of losing it.
Yeah, totally agree, Mark. I mean, we do this thing where we shop local, buy local. I mean, we are a small area of community, Wareham and Swanage. Swanage community must be very similar to the Wareham one in the fact that how they all rally round and do everything.
Yeah, definitely.
We've
Absolutely.
Nico's been poorly, as you know, and
yes.
There's been lots and lots of Swanage people all running around and everything else. Hello.
So
Can you give me directions to the pub, please?
I've just been accosted by a lovely couple. Say hello. You're live on Swanage TV.
Hello.
Sorry. I'll get back to you. That's live TV for you.
He did not look very happy in there.
He didn't look very happy.
Oh dear.
Well, don't. There's a reason, perhaps. Don't beckon me over to the car.
Yeah, that's
They were
right. When
asking
I've
if
got a
I-
live
they were
microphone
asking
in
if
my
I-
hand. Yes.
Yeah, and they were asking me if I was on the radio because they thought they could hear me on their radio. But I think they've gone off, perhaps less than impressed now, but there we go.
Is there anybody else you'd like to talk to, Mark? Can you...
Well, no, as you would appreciate, the streets are fairly quiet, apart from strange people accosting me in their vehicles. There we have it.
I mean...
I,
Sorry, Mark, I'm saying the complete change in the overall picture. Don't forget, we've got to do the Wareham Quay. That might be developed at some point, remember. So, it might be part of a big overall plan to regenerate, both Swanage and Wareham. There's lots of plans up at the moment. So
That was quite controversial.
there are indeed, Ian, and as we've spoken about briefly, and I know we'll address it in more detail when we can, the plan to potentially pedestrianise the quay. There are many people for it, there are many people against it. And I think it's going to stimulate some debate for weeks, possibly months to come.
indeed.
As I say, when we're able to, no doubt we'll have parties from either side of the debate to come onto the show and discuss their views about them.
Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. I've been noticing as you're walking, I'm noticing a lot of for sale signs as well. It's behind you, few things going.
Yes, I'm afraid there is. Yes, again, it's part of the depressing picture, is it not? But hopefully they'll be snapped up and put to good use.
Indeed. Mark, summer's coming. I mean, we can only hope.
It might be coming in the studio, Ian, but I'm not so sure it's coming out here just yet.
Mark, listen, fantastic. Love you as always, mate. Thank you very much, Mark. I'll see you on the next show, Mark.
I very much look forward to it.
We'll try and
Hopefully
get you an
in.
inside gig next one. All right.
Yeah. Promise me.
Yeah. Mark, listen, thanks a
All
lot,
right.
matey. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Bye, Mark.
All
Thank
the best.
you.
Take care.
Bye-bye
Bye-bye
now.
now.
Wow, it's happening everywhere. Wareham, Swanage, everything's changing. It's going to change. There's going to be massive change, I think, coming.
Just have to wait.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, it only remains for us to go to our wonderful Hoboken reporter. Let's go and speak to Ryan and see where he is. Ryan, hello, how are you?
Hi Ian, can you hear me? I've had to take the headphones off because I don't have the microphones with me today.
Right.
So hopefully you can hear me okay.
I can hear you.
Perfect. So where I am now, as requested, I'm in the best hairdressers in Hoboken,
Hey!
hands down. I moved here in 2016, and these ladies here have shaved away until I've got almost nothing left. And I come on a regular basis. The only thing that's missing is they're not going to be able to do my beard. But with the weather improving like it is, I'm sure it's going to come off soon anyway.
Fantastic.
On the cards, they're saying about 64 degrees, which is about 17, 18 degrees Celsius.
Nice.
So that should be good next week. So anyway, I'm in this fantastic establishment. I'm just going to introduce you to a young lady called April.
Hello,
There you go.
April.
Hello.
So
how you doing?
April is a native of New Jersey. She's been working here for how long?
18 years.
18 years.
Wow.
Lady and girl in this establishment. So he says, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you? How is it over there?
It's fine. It's a bit colder. It's a bit darker, and nothing's open.
So I think we got a sound issue because we have some hair drying going on in the background. So that's with Claudine, one of the other ladies.
Ryan, go and
So,
see what the
so-
ladies had done.
She might
So
not
what does the
want
lady
to.
have done today? Just a haircut, not wash and brush up. So tell me, how has it been working under the conditions that we see here? You know, with all the safety set up for the clientele, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Has that been a problem for you guys?
No, it's been pretty good. It's been good. We take all the precautions. It's different. It's definitely something I'm used to, but it's been good.
So what's the procedure for if I want a haircut here? What do I have to do? Anybody? Because the people in Hoboken will see this as well. This is great advertising for this place, and they should come here to get their haircut for sure.
So you have to make an appointment online, or if you want to call, we can set up the appointment for you. When you come in, you have to read a list of,
Symptoms?
Yeah, symptoms. If you were out of the West, all that, then we take your temperature, and if you don't have a fever, you're good to go. So we sanitize our stations after every client. Spray down the chairs, use different tapes for every client, sanitize our homes, which we would normally do. And yeah, that's about pretty much that.
Well, I've had several haircuts through the last 12 months, and I can safely say that I'm perfectly fit and healthy after each one. Well, I've done about perfectly fit, but definitely healthy.
You're fit.
So how many on the staff here? Because you don't all work at the same time for social distancing reasons.
Right. So there's usually 2 of us a day, and then Saturdays it's either 3, 4. But we have to do one person at a time per stylist.
Yeah.
No one could wait in the waiting area for somebody.
So just to give you a flavour, in the UK, and Swanage is my hometown. It's in the county of Dorset on the south coast. And I can tell you now that a lot of the businesses there have been struggling, as they have here. We were just having a segment with our friend Mark, showing some business closures, church closures, things like this. And it's the same here in Washington Street, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a lot of businesses that closed for the quarantine and just didn't open again. Now they're up for rent, and it's sad. It's sad, especially the restaurants are hurting a lot. The restaurants.
But I noticed that, there was a recent vote, wasn't there, to prevent too high charges being applied on deliveries to help the restaurants, that kind of thing. So,
So.
Claudine.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, UK.
Mark. Ryan even.
Do you have
Sorry.
a question? Yes, go ahead, Ian.
Sorry, I was just saying that lady's done a great job on the other lady's hair, and I just saw the other lady stand up and put a hat on.
Because it's cold.
It's cold.
It's 20.
Show us your
right
hair.
now.
Oh, beautiful! Look at that.
I'm so jealous.
For many years, I thought my favorite.
See that?
Oh,
Satisfied
it looks
customer.
absolutely fabulous. Well done indeed.
I'm going to put the hat back.
The hat does look like a French poodle, of course, but it's a very nice hat, very warm. 20 degrees. When we're talking 20 degrees, we're talking Fahrenheit.
Yes.
So that's about +3 Celsius.
Oh, it's 3. That's 3 Celsius.
And with the wind chill factor, I can tell you
Yes.
it's negative
Yes.
right now. So
Thank you, Liz.
thank you.
Wow.
So let's say goodbye to the lady with the poodle on her head.
Goodbye, lady with the haircut. Thank you.
How lucky to have a haircut.
Yes, how lucky to actually be able to get your haircut.
And there we have Claudine, who is just doing a fantastic job. Claudine has done my hair as well. And as I say, we had a lot of information from April. Do you have any specific questions?
Well,
Any hobo?
as far as hairdressing is concerned, have they actually had to close at all, Ryan? Or have they been able to trade all the way through?
Yeah.
They closed.
Yeah, they did.
4 months.
They closed for 4 months.
All right, okay. And I do understand that Texas and Mississippi have got rid of all their masks and all the businesses are open. Is that right?
No, well, in certain states, there's a couple of states, or 2 or 3 states that have announced the mask mandate has gone away and it's voluntary, which don't think it should be anyway. So as Claudine was saying, they closed here for 4 months because they were not considered essential.
Right.
But of course, when you are a certain person in a certain job, you can go and do what you want, which was widely televised. I'm not allowed to say exactly.
Yes, I know.
On Facebook.
Yes, we know. We do know. We have the same here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, moving forward this year, I get a sense that things are starting to change, but I'm not connected with the local community as much as these ladies are. So from your perspective, do you get that sense of anticipation that things are lifting, that things are improving, or not?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
In which areas mainly would that apply?
I'd say it's on the weekends, right?
You see some of the parks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we still lost our 5 o'clock rush, but that is like a lot of people that lived in the city, who will live in Hoboken, worked in the city, New York City, which I mean. But a lot of them, I guess don't work in New York anymore, or they still do, but they moved out of Hoboken and they moved to the suburbs.
So you've lost a lot of clientele because of that.
We did, yeah.
I think that's impacting a lot of businesses, isn't it?
I mean, if you go to New York City, you see a lot of stores that they're not reopening.
Yeah.
I was in Times Square 2 weeks ago, tried to get the naked cowboy. We were unsuccessful. He was there, but we didn't get the slot in time. So I'm going to be back there at some point in the future. But it was snowing, so bless him, he was there, proudly strumming away on his guitar. So, so Ian, that's about it for us.
Fantastic.
Here in, Hoboken for this time.
Listen, all it remains for us, Ryan, from here is to say, listen, ladies, thank you for letting us have a little bit of your hairdressers there. Thank you for giving Ryan the time. We really appreciate it. We'll give you a shout out when we repost it, and hopefully we'll get a lot more of Hoboken people and businesses involved in our show. We love you all. Good luck.
I know where.
And I hope you make lots and lots of money in the coming summer.
I have a beautiful bread store for you to go to.
Best bread in the world.
That's right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
Good stuff. Ryan, listen. Thank you very much for that. We look forward to all sorts of businesses over the coming weeks of our show and meeting all the lovely Hoboken people. For now, my friend, thank you very much indeed, Ryan. We'll see you on the next show, my friend.
Okay.
Thank you, Ryan.
Take care, Ryan. Bye-bye now.
Absolutely.
What about that? That was good, wasn't it?
That's interesting.
That's
because
very
she said
interesting.
People are moving out to the suburbs and
It's weird, isn't it? Which means all the city centres are becoming empty. What is going on? What is going on?
Yeah.
Very, very strange. Well, I thought it was a very good show. Loved it. Loved seeing those people.
Miss Gary and Nico.
Miss Gary and Nico, yes, we do.
Get well soon, Nico.
I'd like to thank everybody, obviously, the lovely Rosemary, Mark, and, of course, New Jersey Hoboken Ryan. The lovely ladies at the that hairdressing place. Great, isn't it? Didn't get their name. We'll find out who they are. They can be regulars. They sounded lovely. And did you like that accent they do? That New Jersey one. Brilliant. Really, really good. I'd like to thank Frank Roberts. Thank you for coming on, Frank. We appreciate it. And to everyone that's involved in the show. We will see you again on the next one. Thanks for watching. If there's anything you want us to talk about, call us 0330 001 2401. Email hello@swanage.tv. Send us a message. Send us a message for a shout out and we'll do it for the next show. Thanks very much indeed. We'll see you then. Take care.